right, this fight, pretty much our welterweight division, 175 pounds. Traditionally, welterweight is 170 pounds. Richard Solis, 5'7", like you heard, coming out of Diamond Bar, California, where he has a style of fight called shoot fighting. He has a 1-2 record in mixed martial arts. He's hoping to leave King of the Cage tonight with a 500 average. He's fought a couple of big names. He took on John Cole twice, lost both of those, but he did beat Ricky Libertini at King of the Cage 17 here at Saboba.
And I'll tell you, Solis is a game fighter. Great punching ability and decent wrestling background.
And his opponent, from Hesperia, California, he fights with the American Jiu-Jitsu Academy. He stands 5'7". He weighed in at 170 pounds. Please welcome Alex Rickards.
Here you see Alex Rickards. He stands 5'7" tall, weighs in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Hesperia, California. His fighting style is jiu-jitsu. Has a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, almost even with his opponent there. Fighting out of the American Jiu-Jitsu School. He's self-trained. He has fought overseas in Taiwan and the Philippines. He started training in mixed martial arts about 4 years ago. His favorite technique, he says anything, but he likes leg and ankle locks quite a bit. And his goals in this sport is to get more students involved in mixed martial arts.
All right, these fighters waiting to take on each other. We got the Doc Hamilton refereeing the fight. Let's listen in.
Whatever rules with both of you, I expect a good, clean fight. I expect you to protect yourself at all times. Listen for my command at all times. Touch them up. Go back to your corner.
All right, here's the tail of the tape. Rickards coming in, 36 years old, 5'7", 170 pounds with a record of 2-2. Solis, 33 years old, 5'7", 175 pounds with a record of 1-2. Like I said, looking to leave here with an average of 500. Here we go. King of the Cage, Renegade.
You know, I expect to see Solis throw heavy hands here, and Rickards go for the takedowns.
Whoa.
Just like I said, there's that hard punching ability from Solis.
Rickards does seem calm, though. Fighters almost seem to be conserving a lot of energy, not really going too hard at each other. Throwing some knees there, but...
Well, it looks like the second one connected on the chin for Rickards.
Rickards taking his time and wants to see if he can out-wrestle Solis. Getting pulled up against the fence. Is Solis going to get the takedown?
He's with a cross face. Looks like he might be able to take the back. Solis moves incorrectly.
Now this is crucial for Rickards. If he gets taken down, he's going to be in a very bad spot there up against the fence.
Solis makes the takedown happen. Now he's on top of the full mount position.
Straight into that mount, no good for Rickards. Now Solis looks like he was going to pass, like he didn't want to be in that full mount.
I think when he was trying to go to side guard, Rickards felt it. He took the opportunity to sneak out of there.
Big knee to the body there from Solis. Oh, straight into the, looking for that rear naked choke. Rickards defending well thus far. Escapes the choke. However, not in a much better position with the full mount.
Well, Solis was here earlier. He didn't land any punches from there. Rickards so far been able to defend really well.
Now last time Solis looked to pass the side mount from the mount.
He's got light punches thrown here.
Doc Hamilton might stop the fight at any second. Oh, Rickards though, escaping out the bag, and now he's on top of Solis. So from what it looked like was a fight that was about to be stopped, all of a sudden Rickards on top.
Mixed martial arts, anything can happen just that quick.
Rickards
punches by Rickards now.
Bringing the pain with those punches right there.
It seems like Rickards been able to mount more of an offense inside the guard than Solis was from the mount.
Now Rickards, oh look, he's going. He's going for the heel hook.
He's setting his profile. He likes leg locks.
Is he gonna get it? Now this is where it's dangerous for both fighters, because if you go for the heel hook or the calf crunch, you're making yourself susceptible to the same thing.
Solis gets his foot popped out of that bad position.
Now Solis needs to just stand up and step out of that from Rickards.
Here he comes. Now he's in side position. Great spot to be. Bunch of shots there. Right hands to the body of Rickards.
Now you see the downside of going for the heel hook or a toe hold is if you're on top and you go for that position, you lose position, you can end up on the bottom. Look at the guillotine! Look at the guillotine!
And he's got it. That's it. A tap from Rickards.
Solis winning by brute force, just standing up with Rickards.
And I'll tell you what, I didn't expect him to win with a submission. I thought he'd win with punches. But, hey, he's out here surprising us today.
Tell the doctor when you're going way out.
Two fighters shaking hands, showing sportsmanship after their bout. So Richard Solis got what he was looking for, a victory. That'll make him 2-2. Here in King of the Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, 19 seconds of the first round, your winner by chokeout, Richard Solis.
All right, let's check out the replay. Here we see Solis on top in the full mount. Now this is where I thought Rickards was going to be done. He didn't look like he was defending very much, but he spun around, gave up his back, and escaped out the back into the guard of Richard Solis.
Here's where Solis finished the fight. Guillotine choke. Had the full arm underneath and extended it out. Rickards had nowhere to go.
So a back and forth fight, ending abruptly with that guillotine choke. Solis showed some great power right there by almost lifting Rickards up off of the floor.
And now, out of the blue corner, he fights out of San Bernardino, California. He fights with the Shark Tank. He stands 5'9". He weighed in at 175 pounds. Please welcome Michael Pendler.
Here he is, a welterweight fighter, named as the Execution from San Bernardino, like you heard. He is a submission fighter from the Shark Tank. He does have some great experience. He fought our champion here in King of the Cage, Ronald the Machine Gun Jung, in Ronald's hometown of Hawaii. Now he lists his favorite technique as the KO, and his goal in the near future is to fight the winner of Ronald Jung and John Alessio later on tonight in our main event. I tell you what, Chris, I see all these 170, 175-pound fighters, and I have to admit that I am sizing them up, wondering which one of them I could be taking on next.
Well, I've seen you in action before.
And his opponent, from Fort Worth, Texas. He fights with Travis Latter's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 175 pounds. Please welcome Buddy Clinton.
Here he is, Buddy Clinton, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, fighting out of Dallas, Texas. His style is jiu-jitsu, and if you look, he's got a really impressive corner. Former champion, Royce Gracie, He trains with Travis Luter and Royce Gracie. He also trained previously with Guy Metzger, a King of the Cage veteran who's fought here in the past.
Wow, so Buddy Clinton really bringing some big names with his background to this fight.
Absolutely. His management's been calling for a long time to get him out here, and he's finally getting his shot. Had an opportunity a few months ago at King of the Cage Invasion in Albuquerque, but actually ended up getting bit by a brown recluse spider and wasn't able to compete. You see him getting a hug there from Royce Gracie.
Now, what I'm interested to see is if Buddy is a traditional jiu-jitsu fighter coming out of the Royce Gracie camp, or if he's a well-rounded fighter.
Well, if he used to kickbox and train with Guy Metzger, I'm sure he's going to have some great stand-up ability, but this is my first chance to really get an opportunity to observe what he can do in the ring.
All right, guys, listen to me. Break when I say break. Okay, if I'm tapping on you, tell him that's it, that's it. You know the other guy tapped out, or passed out, or knocked out. Understand? All right, any questions? All right, give it hell out there now.
The tail of the tape. Buddy Clinton, 29 years old, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, a true welterweight with a 3-0 record. Michael Pendler, 26 years old, a little bit younger and a little shorter at 5'9", also 170 pounds with a record of 6-3-0. Time to get to the action with the welterweight warriors. Whoa, Pendler, big overhand right.
Almost knocked. Looked like the fight could have been over right there. And there's a sweep type takedown attempt by Clinton. Seems like he was thwarted there by Pendler.
Well, Buddy Clinton's jiu-jitsu is going to be put to the test immediately. He's on his back with his opponent in his guard.
Well, with Royce Gracie in his corner, I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't have a fantastic guard.
Now look at Michael Pendler with the great ring generalship, taking Buddy Clinton where he wants him, right over to his corner and the fence.
Give me something, I'm gonna stand you up. Give me something, I'm gonna stand you up.
He wants to be able to hear his corner's instructions. Almost getting, is that a triangle he's going for, Chris?
It's got the beginning of a triangle there. He just has to bring the arm across, but Pendler escapes.
Don't kick him in the face. Okay, let's go. Go, go, go.
Oh. Pendler letting him up. I don't know what he's doing. He had the opportunity there with Buddy Clinton on his back.
Well, I think he wants to finish the fight with those big punches, and there's another one that connected.
Now Buddy Clinton right there throwing a low right kick, and Michael Pendler saying, you throw your kicks all day, I'm going to throw this overhand right and see what you think of that.
There he goes right for the triangle setup again, and it looks like this time it's a little bit tighter. He's going to go for possibly an omoplata, but again, Pendler able to escape the submission attempts of Clinton.
Pendler needs to take advantage of those positions. You know, they don't come along all the time. When you have an advantageous position like that, you need to make use of it.
Now Clinton pushing forward. Pendler stuck against the cage here. He gets a leg trick takedown.
Now for the first time, Buddy Clinton on top, on the ground. Couple strikes to the face there up against the cage. We'll see if Michael Pendler is able to defend the strikes. Oh, going for the calf crunch.
Goes for the old school Oleg Taktarov style leg lock.
Now Michael Pendler cannot sit here and let Buddy Clinton adjust that and get it tighter. He needs to do something at this point.
Pendler fighting the pain there. You can see it in his face. He's cringing.
Now this is a submission where nothing can be broken. You're not going to have a broken leg or a broken foot or a tendon get broken. It's just painful.
Well, it looks like Pendler knows it. He's working to get out of that, and you can see the pain on his facial expressions. But he's working out of it, and it seems like he's going to escape here. And we'll have to see what kind of position he ends up in.
He needs to push off with his right foot right there and push against Buddy Clinton. He can't wait.
Looks like he's worked his way out of it now.
Pendler doing a relatively well job against a Gracie student. Buddy Clinton possibly looking for a toe hold or a knee bar down there.
Go hold the fence. Hold the fence.
Looks like Clinton's about to fully capture the back of Pendler. He could end it, let's say, Royce Gracie style when we first saw those rear naked chokes so many years ago.
Now Buddy Clinton trying to sink in those hooks for For those of you who don't know, when the fighter is able to lock his feet and legs around the other fighter's waist, that's called sinking the hooks. It's a great position to be in. Easy to control your opponent underneath or above you.
You see here Clinton with the long arms, able to attack from funny angles, going underneath the armpit, hitting Pendler on the chin.
Now at this point, I'm not sure if Pendler is saving his energy or if he is tired. Possibly could be waiting for the opportunity to explode up and back to his feet.
He baited him to lift the head up. He got one arm around. You know, and he's got a lot of pressure here because if he doesn't act quickly, Cecil Peoples will restart them in a stand-up position.
Now this is where the strength in mixed martial arts comes in. Pendler needs to just use brute strength and stand up and get out of there, whether Buddy Clinton decides to hold on or not.
So again, here's the warning from Cecil Peoples, and Clinton taking heat. He goes for that choke, and there's the tap out.
That's it. That's it.
Clinton victorious.
So Buddy Clinton waiting for his opportunity. He saw it and took advantage of it. Sunk in that rear naked choke on Michael Pendler. So like I said, Buddy Clinton waiting for the chance. He saw the neck, threw it down there, got the rear naked choke. One of the easiest ways to finish the fight right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes, 26 seconds of the first round, your winner by rear naked choke, Buddy Clinton.
Trouble with the calf crunch, but Pendler was able to take the pain and escape.
You can see him grimacing, obviously painful. But he held on and was able to later on escape that position, but not for long as Buddy Clinton right there with the rear mount, hooks in, complete rear naked choke, nowhere to go for Michael Pendler.
And for our next bout, first out of the blue corner, he is from Huntington Beach, California. He fights with De La O Jiu-Jitsu. He stands 5'8". He weighed in at 175 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Kenny.
A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, 175 pounds, Thomas Kenny. He is 2-0, so far undefeated in mixed martial arts, fighting in Gladiator Challenge and here in King of the Cage at Saboba. Now he's from De La O Jiu-Jitsu in Huntington Beach, and he also has a background in high school wrestling.
Physique on Kenny, he looks like he's in really great shape for this bout here tonight.
Looks like he's taking this fight very seriously, looks very concentrated.
And I gotta say, I really like the hairdo half and half.
And his opponent fights out of Whittier, California. He is an independent fighter. He stands 6'4". He weighed in at 202 pounds. Please welcome Paul Sid.
Here he comes, Paul Sid, much taller fighter out of the two. He is 6'4" tall, weighing in at 205 pounds, fighting out of Whittier, California. His style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has a mixed martial arts record. Actually, this is his first time fighting in mixed martial arts. He's fighting out of Frazier's Martial Arts. and he wrestled in high school. Started getting involved this year in mixed martial arts. His favorite technique right now is a choke. His goals in this sport, he wants to come up on top and be the best fighter he can be.
Now, the first thing you got to notice is a 30-pound weight difference in these fighters. So, Paul Seed immediately has the advantage right there. Let's listen in to Herb Dean.
Come on, right there. All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the rules meeting, right? Any questions? No? Okay, follow my instructions at all times, and I'm going to stay out of your way. Let you do what you came to do. When we ring the bell, you're ready to come out fighting. Good luck to both of you.
Look at the size difference as we listen to the tail of the tape. Seed, 19 years old, 6'4", 205 pounds with no mixed martial arts record. While Kenny, 24 years old, 5'8", 175 pounds, 30 pounds lighter, but he has a record of 9-4-0.
Ready? Ready? Let's fight.
Will the size or the experience win out? We'll see.
Well, Paul Sid has a long reach there, was able to land a 1-2, and it looks like he may have a guillotine choke right away on Thomas Kenny.
Yeah, Thomas Kenny shooting in right away for that double leg, but obviously when you shoot in immediately like that, you do give up the guillotine choke.
It's a lot of leverage with a much taller fighter there, trying to pressure that guillotine choke, but Kenny fighting out of it.
Now, Paul Seed, for a fighter with no record, looks very, very calm right there.
Well, he freed himself from the guillotine danger that he was in. Now Kenny on top, landing some hammering right hands to the head of Paul Sid.
Thomas Kenny came into the fight looking very, very serious. All business right here.
Sid keeping his guard really closed.
You see the fighters working up against the king of the cage fence. Seed doing a good job thus far of defending. He wants to survive and get back to his feet. Now you can hear Thomas Kenny's corner asking him to pass the guard of Paul Seed.
Paul Sid trying to pull the head down on Thomas Kenny, but Kenny's been able to sneak in punches, and there's a big forearm strike.
3 huge forearms right there from Thomas Kenny.
Paul Sid pushes Kenny away.
Paul Sid got a wake-up call there.
Well, he's definitely going to lose the round if he continues to stay in this position, eating those punches from Kenny, or those big forearm blows. I thought he might have ended the fight with some of those.
You could definitely hear the impact of those forearms from Thomas Kenny. Like you said, Paul Sid not doing so well here in this first round. He does have 2 rounds since this is a non-title fight, but he's in a bad way right now with Thomas Kenny on top, delivering those right hands.
Thomas Kenny attempting a key lock now. He's got position.
Look at the position
Sid
of these
trying
fighters.
to come around and take the back of Kenny. And now Sid on top. Goes back, attempted the guillotine, but Thomas Kenny's got an arm inside this time.
Wow. Paul Sid somehow evading Thomas Kenny for the moment.
And you can see Kenny's about to pop his head out. He steps into the half guard of Sid.
Come on, let's work, guys. Let's work.
And, you know, for his first fight, Sid does look extremely relaxed.
Yeah, he looks like a veteran down there, no problem. Working it out, being patient, waiting for the opportunity.
Comes a submission attempt by Kenny.
Possibly a key lock and a big forearm.
Takes the key lock and hammers away.
But bridging.
Forearm strike.
Paul Sid bridging momentarily. Kenny trying to maintain position. At this point, I can imagine Paul Sid just wants to get back to his feet and use that long reach.
Well, he attempted it there, almost got up to where he needed to be. but Thomas Kenny has good wrestling ability. He's been able to maintain a top position.
Thomas Kenny in the side mount. Has the opportunity to take the full mount if he wants. But he looks content to sit there, possibly go for a key lock or some more of those forearms.
I really like what he did earlier when he acted like he was going to go for the key lock and smashed him.
Herb Dean standing these fighters up. I'm not sure why. Not enough action for him. Back on their feet.
Big left hook thrown by Kenny. Didn't connect.
Paul Seed looks disheartened thus far here in the first round, but he did deliver 2 knees there from the clinch with his back up against the fence. Another knee.
Another great takedown by Kenny.
So even though Thomas Kenny dominated this fight on all aspects, Paul Sitt is very game, had some knees there. He was able to escape several submissions and took a beating there here in the first round.
I can't see the judges seeing it any other way than all Thomas Kenny in this first round. Dominated about every aspect of the fight. And it looks like Sid got lucky at the end of the first round because I think that Kenny was in a position to finish it there the way Sid is looking tired.
Breathe deep, look at me. Okay, go to the hands. He is winded, he is done. He's grabbing that guillotine because he's tired, he doesn't know what else to do. His hands are already down. They're already down in his pockets. How do you feel? You tired? You winded? You winded? Take a deep breath, okay? All right, you're gonna be all right. You got plenty of time.
So you hear Thomas Kenny's corner telling him, take your time, did a good job in the first round, just keep it up.
Well, he's got a veteran John De La Hoya in his corner.
Now this is exactly what Paul Sitt needed though. He can possibly, go out there and get his wind back and come back with a new plan of attack. Somehow try to stay on his feet. Here it is, the second and final round of Paul Sitt and Thomas Kenny.
Well, let's see if Sid's got any gas left in the tank or if Thomas Kenny's just going to come out and finish him off. I'll tell you what, the way he's slumped over right here, I think that Kenny's going to come out and just try to take his head off. His corner was screaming, hey, he's got nothing left, throw hands.
There you go. Right there. Right there. Push now.
All you got. All you got.
Once again, Thomas Kenny looks like he means business.
Work over there. You ready to fight? Let's go.
Paul Sitt looking winded, just now putting his mouthpiece in.
Come on!
Almost looks like he wants nothing to do with this match at this point.
Well, I think he's gassed out. He took some serious blows with the forearm strikes that Kenny was able to inflict on him in the first round.
Right now.
And that kind of punishment will make you tired.
Let him catch his breath.
Just work.
Stand and fire, Tom. Stand and fire. Just like the drill. 1 knee and punch.
You can hear Thomas Kenny's corner. Nice pass.
Almost passed completely. Paul Sitt still keeping a half guard there, but it looks like this is going to be the end of the fight. Paul Sitt not defending at all, eating blow after blow. Herb Dean calling a stop to the action here in round number 2.
You see that? Hey, back. You see that? There you go.
Well, Paul Sitt has seen better days than this one. Here is Saboba.
There you see Kenny still looking fresh. Looks like he was in great shape. Could have gone 3 rounds tonight.
Here's the replay. Both these fighters still on their feet, but Sitt offering almost no defense whatsoever to the double leg takedown. Kenny shooting in immediately and passing the guard to the full mount and delivering right after right, both punches and forearms.
This is the finish. Kenny battered him with forearm shots. Herb Dean had no choice but to stop the bout.
I'm impressed with Thomas Kenny. 3-0 now is the Huntington Beach fighter. Paul Sitt being helped to his feet. Here's a little bit of applause from the crowd.
And we're going to get our official announcement from Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 39 seconds of the second round, your winner from Huntington Beach, California, Tom Kenny. And now, first out of the blue corner, from Ocala, Florida, he fights with Team Ghetto. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 160 pounds. Please welcome Charles Crazy Horse Bennett.
Here he is, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, one of my favorite fighters to watch in action. He has fought here at Samoa Casino in the past. And coming to us all the way from Ocala, Florida, training at Cocapelli's gym under Adam Pollock. He is one of the most explosive fighters, huge takedowns, does amateur boxing matches several times a week. Look for him to end the fight with some kind of furious pace. I mean, this guy can drop you on your head about 100 times in a bout.
Look at that record. He actually beat Gerald Strickland by submission. He's fought Dwayne Ludwig as well.
Well, he actually didn't beat him by submission. He got knee barred. He got knee barred, got out of it, and punished Gerald with a bunch of right hands to the head, forcing him to tap out.
And his opponent from Rancho Cucamonga, California, he fights with body shots. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 160 pounds. Please welcome William the Bull Seraph.
Look at these credentials for William Seraph. He is a current world champion in Muay Thai. He has 3 world titles, 2 U.S. titles, and 2 intercontinental titles. Coming out in the traditional Muay Thai gear. He does have a record of 5-1 in mixed martial arts, so it looks like the Muay Thai has contributed to his MMA game. See a very traditional intro for the Muay Thai fighters. All these fighters with a similar intro. And running the Suicidal Tendencies logo on the back. Gotta like that from William Seraph.
Well, fighting Crazy Horse is like a suicidal mission.
Protect yourself at all times. Listen for my commands at all times. Keep it honest. Touch him up. Back here.
Here we go, the tail of the tape. Seraph, 31 years old, 5'7", 155 pounds, with a record of 5-1, as I mentioned. Now Crazy Horse, 24 years old, 5'7", 155 pounds. Here we go, get ready for an exciting one. Crazy Horse and Seraph.
Right there, now get 4.
Well, Crazy Horse can do a little bit of everything. There you go, Seraph throwing a kick early.
I don't think Crazy Horse wants much with those kicks.
Crazy Horse with some crazy hand speed. Some big slams right there, just like I told you earlier. And Crazy Horse is a furious guy to fight.
Wow, Crazy Horse dropping him on the head. Listen to the crowd. Everyone's excited. Seraph closing the guard though, trying to slow down the action. Crazy Horse with the slam, showing his authority.
And Crazy Horse has really been training cardio for this event. It's about been the only problem he's had in the past. And I think that Seraph is going to be in for a really rough ride here.
Seraph, Muay Thai fighter, is not where he wants to be on his back with a man like Crazy Horse. Couple knees there from Crazy Horse. 3, as a matter of fact.
Crazy Horse just will continue to try and hurt you the best way he can.
Watch the triangle, head up.
Seraph needs to try to control Crazy Horse. He needs to control those arms, control that head, slow down the action, and somehow escape by either crawling up the fence
Come up a little bit. There we go. I want left one.
or simply bridging Crazy Horse off of him.
Body, body, head. Body, body, head. Good. Body. Good, good, good. All right. Let's give him a good knee right into the legs. Let's go. Knee.
Seraph really tying him up here.
Right there, right there. Now you got distance. Give me some punches. Good.
I'm still in shock from the beginning of that fight. Seraph throwing a leg kick missing. Crazy Horse coming back.
Crazy Horse passes the guard. He's got the back of Seraph. Seraph tries to roll out of it, gets on back up bottom, but now this could be real trouble. You don't want to have Crazy Horse blasting away on top with a full mount.
You can hear Joe Stevenson telling Crazy Horse to deliver those forearms as well as the regular punches.
Crazy Horse picking his shots here on top, and Seraphi's got nowhere to go. He is just taking a beating up against the cage.
Right here, pretty much the only thing you do is almost give up your back and somehow try to escape out
He
the back.
slipped in a forearm on the chin. Seraph threw a hook from underneath that connected and moved the horse a little bit. But now
Seraph doing a good job getting off the fence now.
looks like there's some blood on the top of Seraph.
Bridging though, Seraph, look at that, almost escaping. Crazy Horse showing good balance though.
Yeah, it's hard to buck a horse off you.
Seraph using that fence though to buck Crazy Horse.
You know, Charles Bennett really being composed in this fight. Usually he'd be doing some wild stuff. Oh, and a kick from underneath.
A kick to the back of the head while being fully mounted. I've never ever seen that in a fight before. Seraph getting very creative from the bottom.
You know, and I thought that Crazy Horse was going to be the only guy doing anything crazy, but now it's Seraph.
Oh, Seraph on his feet. Oh. Now you know Crazy Horse threw a lot of punches. He might have punched himself out.
Seraph here with the crazy leg kicks.
Seraph needs to take advantage of this and kick those legs, beat up on those legs so Crazy Horse will have trouble standing later on. He needs to use this position. If he waits, the fight will get stood up. Seraph electing to let Crazy Horse get back up. We're going to see him on their feet. Listen to the crowd.
Here comes the stand-up. Seraph moves in. And a big takedown by Charles Bennett. And now he's in his opponent's corner.
Seraph delivering the head kick, and he landed, but it looked like it must have been a glancing blow because Crazy Horse immediately took him down without a problem.
See the speed, the way Crazy Horse rushes in on you. Charles Bennett, probably the most explosive fighter at 155 pounds.
I'm impressed by Seraph though, weathering the storm, coming back out. That's going to be the end of the first round. An exciting round, to say the least, Chris.
Wow, great action in that. We saw some interesting things. Big takedown right away by Crazy Horse. Seraph, while fully mounted,
if you give me one more round like that,
throws a head kick.
You win. You're on pay-per-view. You got your daddy, your mommy. You got your family watching you, dog. Circle. Set a 4 into him. Take him down here. What? It's perfect. It's perfect. Perfect, dog. Listen, Crazy Horse. Your son's watching, man. Your little boy's watching his daddy.
So you heard Crazy Horse was concerned about the cut in his eye, Chris.
Again.
Let's look at the replay.
Look.
You see the slam on the back of the head. Crazy Horse with a brutal slam on Seraph. Now back to the stand-up. Look at the head kick. A glancing blow, but it did land nonetheless.
And great advice from corner man Joe Stevenson telling him how to win the fight.
Here we go, the second round. I hope it's as good as the first. I really want to see if Seraph is able to use those Muay Thai techniques to beat a great fighter like Crazy Horse.
Oh, good kick to the body by Seraph. The horse comes back with a looping right.
Switching stance from southpaw to regular. Seraph trying to sprawl, but I don't think he's able to.
And this is where Seraph is going to have to be careful because Crazy Horse is so strong. Big over-the-back takedown.
Crazy Horse so creative with those takedowns, wants to make the most out of every single one. Seraph needs to get to his feet now. Remember, he lost the first round.
And this could be trouble. He's going to position for a submission.
Does Seraph have the triangle, Chris?
Well, he doesn't quite have it right here. And Charles Bennett's been known to be putting all kinds of submissions and just doesn't seem to tap out.
Seraph, though, doing a good job at neutralizing Crazy Horse from the bottom, I'd say.
Now the horse free from the legs.
Passing the guard into this half.
Now he's still inside the guard here. But not in that position where he was likely to get triangled earlier. Short forearm strike by the horse. A couple of short punches. Seraph backed up against the cage like earlier in round number 1.
Doc Hamilton right there reminding these fighters to stay busy or he's going to stand him up. Here he goes, standing back up. Seraph gets another shot. We'll see if Seraph is able to make it happen as he is in a deficit at this point.
And I'll tell you what, Seraph has to watch out at the hand power that Crazy Horse has because he is known to knock people out with his punching capability as well as his big takedowns.
You know, Seraph really not offering much of a sprawl or a takedown defense against Crazy Horse.
Well, I'll tell you, with a guy this quick, it's hard to offer up much of anything, even if you have a great one. Great shots by Crazy Horse from on top. As you can hear his corner yelling words of encouragement the whole time while Crazy Horse just punishes Seraph. Oh, good shot down the pipe. Looks like it landed on the chin.
Whoa, Seraph again.
Seraph looks like he's going to go for a knee bar. But this could be trouble because he's just in a position where Crazy Horse can hit him better now.
It almost seems like Seraph is in a worse position with Crazy Horse in his guard than when he's giving up the mount. Those of you familiar with mixed martial arts know that the mount is one of the worst positions to be in. And although you are on the bottom, if your opponent is in your guard, you do have some control and you are able to defend. Look at, once again, back to their feet.
One more stand-up by Doc Hamilton. Seraph has to make something happen if he wants to win this fight.
Seraph getting chance after chance.
Looks like Crazy Horse is in good shape. Shoots low. He's got a double right away.
Giving up multiple takedowns is Seraph. And that is one of the criteria the judges score on here in King of the Cage.
Let's go. You're just laying there.
really tying up Crazy Horse. Doesn't want to get hit anymore.
There you go. Knock it out.
Looks like he wants to attempt a triangle choke, but just couldn't get the arm or leg up high enough.
All right, let's get him up.
And once again, Doc Hamilton stands up both fighters.
The second and final round almost over. Seraph.
Good front kick by Crazy Horse. Charles Bennett.
This might be Seraph's last chance, as I was going to say.
Drives hard. Seraph back against the cage. Looks like a big slam. Oh! And a huge slam on his head.
A pile driver, as a matter of fact.
Great action. You can't ask for more fun than when Crazy Horse Charles Bennett is in the ring.
Wow.
And if that didn't seal the victory for him, I don't know what would.
The second and final round right there. Unbelievable.
Hey, walk around like a champ. You see me, walk around.
Crazy Horse. 3 different huge slams in that fight. One to the back of the head. One up and over his entire body, almost like a suplex. And the third and final one right before the last bell, a pile driver on William Seraph.
Charles Bennett out there doing it for his son, Charles Bennett Jr. Well, the judges are going to have to tally up their decisions on this one. Personally, I cannot see it going any other way than Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, although Seraph did do some interesting things from positions that we don't normally see anything from, like that leg kick while he was fully mounted to the back of the head was extremely impressive.
Something I've never seen before. I wonder if Seraph trained that or if that just was spur of the moment.
Tyson Johnson about to give us the official judge's decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 exciting rounds, we have a decision. And your winner, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett.
So the Crazy Horse getting yet another victory. Much to the delight of the crowd. Now let's look at the replay. One of the many takedowns that Crazy Horse had on William Seraph.
Look at him pick him up, body slam, pro wrestling style, driving his head right into the mat.
Nothing else to say, but wow.
One more look. Wow.
Incredible takedown. I can't say it enough times. Crazy Horse definitely earning his nickname tonight here at King of the Cage.
Please welcome JC Plenty of Skills, Joe Camacho.
Like Muhammad Ali with all those nicknames. Joe Camacho, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He is trained by Aloysio Silva and Charlie Valencia. Look very, very serious. He's 31 years old, originally from East Los Angeles, now living in Ontario, California. In his traditional Valley Tudo shorts with the ankle braces. And let's meet his opponent.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, hails from Newport Beach, California. He fights with Team Oyama. He stands 5'8". He weighed in at 155 pounds. Please welcome Giuliano Prado.
5'8", 155 pounds. All the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, now living and training in Newport Beach, California in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Training with Team Oyama, a lot of impressive teammates. He's got a mixed martial arts record of 3 wins and 1 loss. And he was the former Gladiator Challenge champion at the 155-pound division.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Giuliano Prado training with Team Oyama. Some of the biggest and best names in mixed martial arts. Colin Oyama must be doing something right down there in Orange County.
You're going to see with Giuliano Prado a really great emphasis on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques. But I'll tell you what, Joe Camacho is no stranger to that. He has great Jiu-Jitsu.
Mouthpiece ready? That's all right, that's on the run. Mouthpiece? Okay. Come here, guys. Okay, now listen to me. If one of you start to tap out or I think the fight is over, I'm gonna grab the other guy and tell him to stop. Back off. All right? So you stop hitting, stop choking, whatever you're doing. All right? Give me a good clean fight break when I say break now.
Here we go, the tail of the tape. Giuliano Prado, 30 years old, 5'8", 155 pounds with an MMA record of 3-1. While Camacho, 30, also 5'9", 155 pounds with a record of 6-5.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Stance.
Here we are, Joe Camacho and Giuliano Prado.
I'm not sure if Camacho is going to try to keep it standing or if he wants to take it right to the ground with Prado.
Well, Giuliano Prado with a background in Jiu-Jitsu. However, training with Team Oyama, his stand-up can't be lagging too much.
You know, we've seen Joe Camacho end and win fights with punches standing. Prado throws a great front kick there, Thai style.
Joe Camacho going for a home run.
But eats a right hand from Prado, and now Prado with a great position.
Now look at Joe Camacho with a
nice takedown.
He had a huge disadvantage right there. Had his back given up, and he lasted quite a while before taken down by Giuliano Prado.
Well, Camacho was able to get into a position underneath where he could get his guard back right away. So all was not lost, but it was a great takedown by Prado.
Prado delivering the blows.
Bringing up his guard high.
Camacho going for that leg.
Prado able to flatten him out. Good side position here, but Camacho sneaks in a hip almost.
Yeah, Prado there twisting his hips, delivering more punches, staying busy, and now in the side mount.
Prado looks like he's in great condition physically. Probably a factor there, training with Team Oyama. All those guys are in great, outstanding shape.
You can hear his Team Oyama teammate, Quentin Jackson, telling Prado to make those punches count. Some of those punches didn't look like they had much fury behind them. Almost like he was just going for the points, trying to distract Joe Camacho, possibly.
Camacho able to almost get his full guard back in now.
Looks like a very evenly matched fight physically, Chris.
Okay, stop.
Both of these guys' styles a little bit similar. Prado looks like he's in a little bit stronger shape right now, but you can never count Camacho out. He can end the fight several ways. He's got great submissions, and he's got heavy hands.
Back to their feet, these fighters. Camacho delivering a good right.
Joe Camacho tried a leaping left hook, but Prado came over the top. And there's some good uppercuts.
Oh, Prado's out. He's done. He is done.
He dropped him with those hands, just like I said. He can knock you out. And he did it right here tonight on pay-per-view. Great victory for Joe Camacho, defeating the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Giuliano Prado.
Giuliano Prado is no joke, so for a victory like that for Joe Camacho is very meaningful.
Thank you. female over here too? Okay.
Joe Camacho looking mean for the cameras.
So Joe Camacho getting off of his back, got back to his feet, and ended the fight the way he wanted to.
Camacho throwing the combos for the camera. And Giuliano Prado still looks to be like he's in a little bit of trouble.
You know, one thing I wanted to mention, that Giuliano Prado training with Team Oyama, obviously calling Oyama an incredible Muay Thai trainer. However, sometimes when jiu-jitsu fighters who have trained in wrestling and grappling all their life attempt to learn Muay Thai, when it comes down to it in the cage, they tend to stray away from their Muay Thai training, and sometimes it's hard to teach someone who's grappled all their life how to strike if they didn't start with striking.
Well, it's hard for them to rush in and mix it up with people that have been doing it for a long time.
The replay, Prado throwing a big right, but Camacho answering with that uppercut and a hook to finish it off.
And just one more for good measure on the ground. One more angle there. The left hook connected, and bam. 2 more shots, and he's lights out, folks.
You know, it was really the uppercut that did it, as you see Joe Camacho celebrating.
Another angle here for the celebration of Camacho's victory. And he looks to be a contender at that light weight class there.
You know, at the time of the knockout, Giuliano Prado was really throwing a good overhand right that did land on Joe Camacho. However, Camacho happened to get the better of that exchange. It really could have gone either way.
You know, a good boxer knows that a fighter is most vulnerable when he's throwing his own punches. And Camacho was able to capitalize that tonight against Prado.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 42 seconds of the first round, your winner by knockout, JC, plenty of skills, Joe Camacho. For our next event, first, out of the blue corner, from Rancho Cucamonga, California, he fights with bad intentions. He stands 5'11". He weighed in at 205 pounds. Please welcome Tony Patera.
So Tony Patera coming from Bad Intentions and Millennia Jiu-Jitsu. He's originally from Santa Maria, California. He's 37 years old and now resides in Rancho Cucamonga. He does train with John Alessio as well as Javier Vasquez, so you can imagine that he's a very well-rounded fighter.
And I'll tell you what, he looks like he's in great shape right now. You know, one of his first fights was against Wanderlei Silva down in Brazil. So he has experienced all kinds of fighters in his...
Well, Tony Patera jumping in the ring with Wanderlei Silva, I'd say after that, there's really no one out there you can be scared of if you live through that one.
I'll have to agree, but he's going to have to take on a guy who, like Wanderlei, in all of his last few fights, has been knocking everyone out in West Combs.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, he fights out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. He fights with Team Body Shots. He stands 6'1" and weighed in at 210 pounds. Please welcome Wes Combs.
Wes Combs coming out in his traditional fatigues. Like we said, he's also from Rancho Cucamonga, California, where he trains with the Body Shots team.
His fighting style is freestyle. His current trainer is William Seraph, who fought earlier tonight. His previous trainer, fighting later on the card, Thomas the Wild Man Denny. He was a high school wrestler, 6'1", 210 pounds, and he's won his last 3 fights all by knockout.
Wes Combs looking very, very confident coming into this fight with Tony Patera.
Right here. Tony, right here. All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the rules meeting. Do you have any questions? All right. Follow my instructions at all times. I'm going to stay out of your way. Let you do what you came here to do. Good luck to you. Come out ready to fight. Touch love.
Let's see the tail of the tape. Wes Combs, 30 years old, 6'1", 210 pounds, undefeated at 5-0. Tony Patera, 37, 5'11", 203 pounds, with a record of 6-2-0. Herb Dean's gonna start him.
You ready? Let's do it.
And I'm really interested to see how Patera comes back. He hasn't fought in quite some time. And there you see the knockout power. Combs lands a mean right hand right on the chin of Patera. Good kick by Combs there, landed to the midsection of Patera.
This really has the makings of a great match tonight. Both these fighters look content to stay on their feet.
Patera lands a leg kick and Combs comes back with 2 of his own. Make that 3.
Patera with the underhooks really get the takedown on Wes Combs. Oh, Wes pummeling and pushing Patera towards the cage.
Couple of shots to the midsection with knees by both fighters. But Patera lands one that seemed to count there.
Overhand left and right. Combinations of punches from Wes Combs. Patera answering.
He hit him right on the chin, and that has been his money shot. He has knocked out all of his last few opponents, and it looks like he's on his way to getting another knockout victory.
Patera was in trouble. It looks like he did regain his composure, looking for the heel hook now. He weathered the storm, ate a big right, dazed for a moment.
Combs heavy-handed.
Wes Combs exactly where he would like to be. With his opponent up against the fence, raining down those strikes.
This looks like trouble for Patera. Combs ends the fight. It's another TKO. Is his 4th one so far here in the cage. The crowd cheering for Combs.
Wes Combs coming in, doing what he wanted to do, finishing the fight very quickly. Referee stopping the fight after the knockout. And you can see Patera still in a bad way on his back. He does have cuts on his eyes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen his last few fights, and they were against opponents that I wouldn't say are at the same level of Patera, but I guess the knockouts haven't been a fluke.
Wes Combs keeping the string alive against his opponent, Tony Patera. Let's look at the replay.
Here comes the punch combination. Patera gets a couple of shots in there, but eats the left hook across the chin. That was the first time he went down.
Once he was there on his back, he did go for the heel hook, but it wasn't enough. Wes Combs defending and continuing to deliver those big rights to the chin of Tony Patera. I am impressed by Wes Combs.
Wes Combs looking better all the time.
He's definitely going to be a force in the light heavyweight division. Could there be possibly a matchup with Jeremy Horn in the future, our light heavyweight champion?
I'm not sure. Wes Combs is definitely in the picture as things are getting hot here in King of the Cage. Lots of great fighters.